Surge recently got his buffies and a few ability reworks in Brawl Stars, so here's a full guide on how to use him. He's actually breaking the game right now, it's not even funny. I'll be covering Surge's mechanics and how he works, the best build that you need to use for him, and some of the best game modes and pro tips for this banana looking brawler. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe because we are so close to 200,000 subscribers. Now, before I show you the best build for Surge and the best game modes for him, you first need to understand how he works along with this mechanic. The last thing that you want to do is use Surge like an NPC and lose all your trophies, okay? Now let's get started with Surge's main attack, Juice of Justice. Basically, Surge shoots a shot of juice that splits into two when you hit an enemy. As you can see, the main attack does 2,360 damage and has a decent amount of range, along with a pretty slow reload speed. But keep in mind that you can buff the attack with Surge's super, which I will be explaining soon. But yeah, as you can see, if the split part of your attack ends up hitting an enemy, that also does 1,180 damage, which is half of Surge's main attack damage. So if you hit an enemy with Surge's main attack and another enemy with the split attack, that's a total of 3,540 damage from one ammo, which is actually crazy. Alright, Surge's main attack was very simple and straightforward, so let's talk about his super party trick. Each Surge super essentially upgrades Surge to a different stage. You can jump with his super at a short range, and if you land on an enemy, you can also deal 2,000 damage. Now think of these stages like Town Halls from Clash of Clans. Town Hall 1 is the starting stage where Surge is all boring and has slow movement speed and a shorter range. Upgrading to Town Hall 2 gives you a boosted movement speed. Upgrading to Town Hall 3 gives you an increased weapon range. And upgrading to Town Hall 4 allows your main attack to split into 6 instead of 2. I don't know, man. Town Halls were the only example I can think of. And yeah, keep in mind that if you end up getting eliminated, you'll respawn back at stage 1 with all the slow movement speed and short range, and you get the point. There's also a secret 5th Town Hall, stage that you can upgrade to, and I will explain that later in the video, so stay tuned. But yeah, Surge has 6,600 health at the max level, along with a slow movement speed at stage 1, but a much faster movement speed at stage 2. Overall, Surge is completely breaking the game right now, and he's a solid S tier brawler. The main reason he's in the meta right now is because of his buffies and extremely broken abilities. If you want to fully utilize Surge's broken mechanics, you need to understand how his gadgets, star powers, hypercharge, and buffies work. So let's break them down. Surge's first gadget, Power Surge, basically buffs up Surge's power. The moment you activate this gadget, Surge's supercharge rate gets a 30% increase for 5 seconds, which pretty much allows you to charge his super so much faster when dealing damage. And with the gadget buffy, this gadget will give Surge a 30% reload speed boost, meaning that you can spam your attack. This gadget is overall great if you're struggling to get Surge to the higher stage. And it also has a 15-second cooldown. Surge's second gadget, Power Shield, allows Surge to get the shield thing for 2 seconds. Surge absorbs 50% damage of any attacks on the shield and reloads 1 ammo. It actually used to be 2 ammo, but his gadget recently got nerfed. But regaining 1 ammo is still extremely solid. And with the gadget buffy, if you get hit with the shield, the gadget cooldown is decreased by 50%, meaning that you can recharge the gadget and use it again much faster. This gadget pretty much allows you to spam your attack thanks to the extra ammo that you gain. If an enemy hits you, you instantly get 1 ammo, which you can spam back at the enemy. And eventually you can charge your super, jump on the enemy, and whack them out of existence. And yeah, this gadget has a 22-second cooldown, but keep in mind that if you have the gadget buffy equipped, the cooldown will go down to 11 seconds if you get hit while the shield is activated. Surge's first star power, To the Max, allows his main attack to bounce off of walls. That's literally it, bro. So if you shoot your attack here on the wall, boom, it will bounce just like that. And with the star power buffy, the attack will split into 2 extra projectiles if it ends up hitting a wall. The star power can obviously be helpful in maps with a lot of walls, but if you're playing in a map like this, I don't know about the star power, bro. Surge's second star power, Serve Ice Cold, is extremely unfair. It allows Surge to always spawn with a super. This means that you'll always start the match with a super, and even if you get eliminated and respawn, you will have a fully charged super waiting for you. This basically allows you to instantly get to stage 2 and get that movement speed boost, which is extremely helpful. And with the star power buffy, Surge gets a burst of movement speed when he uses his super at stage 3, which is pretty cool. Alright, Surge's hypercharge is actually insane. It's one of the key reasons why he's completely breaking the game right now. But yeah, this hypercharge allows Surge to become Town Hall 5, bro. His super gets a huge range increase and shoots a bunch of attacks in every direction when you land. And for reference, this is the range increase. How is that fair, bro? Landing on an enemy with the hypercharge super combo deals a ton of damage, and with the buffy, this hypercharge becomes even more broken. Surge shoots double his attack when he lands from his super during the hypercharge, and the hypercharge itself also lasts for an extra 2 seconds. An extra 2 seconds of complete chaos. Alright, now that you know everything about Surge, his mechanics, and his extremely broken abilities, it is now time for me to show you the greatest Surge build of all Surge builds. This build for Surge is the best one out there, and it actually allowed me to prestige him. So take notes, okay? But yeah, starting off with the gadget, I went with the Power Shield gadget. I chose this gadget over the Power Surge one because it provides so much more value overall. The only thing that the Power Surge gadget really does is allow you to charge your super faster, but you can already do that with the Power Shield gadget and also take 50% less damage at the same time. The Power Shield gadget literally gives you an extra ammo the moment an enemy hits you. You can use the extra ammo you gained and instantly attack your enemy, allowing you to charge your super much faster. Surge also has an incredibly slow reload speed, so this gadget can help you get some extra ammo and deal more damage. In addition to this, the gadget cooldown drops by 50% if an enemy hits you during the duration of this gadget, and let's be real here, enemies are going to hit you 99% of the time, especially when you're playing in the close range and activate this gadget. So on top of the extra ammo that you get, you also get a reduced cooldown of 11 seconds for this gadget, which is actually insane. For the star power, I obviously went with Serve Ice Cold. Having your super ready every time you respawn is extremely useful. You can instantly use it to gain the extra movement speed boost, or if you're playing Brawl Ball and enemies are pushing in, as soon as you respawn, you can literally jump onto the enemy, activate this gadget, and just spam attack them. I don't really find much value in the other star power. I mean, if you really want to take advantage of the other star power, you literally have to attack walls, bro. And if you end up getting into overtime, this star power is gonna do nothing, bro. The extra movement speed boost that Surge gets at stage 3 when using his super is also useful, mainly for catching up to enemies who are running away. For the first gear, I decided to go with the shield gear. Surge surprisingly doesn't have a crazy amount of health. Like, you would think that bro has 10,000 health because he's an absolute unit, but he only has 6,600 health. The shield gear would end up putting him at 7,500 health, which can help you survive for so much longer. And for the second gear, you already know that I had to go with the damage gear. When playing close up to enemies with Surge, there's a good chance that you'll be below 50% health for a good amount of time. The damage gear will give you a 15% damage boost, which can help you deal more damage when low in health. And obviously, equip Surge's hypercharge. This hypercharge paired with the Buffy is a key reason why Surge is breaking the game. The amount of range his super gets during this hypercharge, it is just insane, bro. I mean, you can literally snipe your enemies with the super, bro. That's how crazy it is. And don't even get me started with the damage output. This guy just does way too much damage, especially because you can shoot double attack. I'm telling you, if you're trying to prestige Surge or use him in rank to reach masters or something, use this build, okay? But yeah, now that you know the best possible build for Surge, let's go through the top 3 best game modes for this brawler along with some good old pro tips. But yeah, starting with the first and obvious game mode, we got the good old Brawl Ball. I think Brawl Ball is arguably the best game mode for most brawlers, but this is a game mode that you can keep on playing until you eventually prestige Surge. Surge's hypercharge and super just comes in clutch every time in Brawl Ball. You do have to wait quite a bit and charge up the hypercharge, but the moment you get the hypercharge and you have your super available, you can literally 1v3 the entire team, man. I'm not even joking. Just wait until the enemy team is grouped up at their goal or something, use your hypercharge super combo and just whack them out of existence. And that's a free goal just like that. Surge's Serve Ice Cold star power is also great because every time you get eliminated, you'll have a super waiting for you each time. You can also be smart with the super. As soon as you respawn, you can jump on the enemy if they're pushing in for a goal, then use your gadget to get the extra ammo, charge up another super, and whack your enemies out of existence. Alright, moving on to the second best game mode for Surge, we got Gem Grab. Now, Gem Grab is a bit of a slower game mode compared to Brawl Ball, and Surge is really good in slower and long-term game modes. When playing Gem Grab with Surge, I would recommend carrying like 3 to 4 gems max. Obviously, there might be circumstances where you have to collect more gems than that, like if your gem carrier gets eliminated, but when your entire team is alive, be sure to assign another teammate as a gem carrier. This can allow you to play so much more aggro against enemies, especially when you get your hypercharged super combo. You just need to make sure that you're coordinating with your team. Like if you have a Frank on your team, for example, make him carry the gems because bro has way too much health. But yeah, the third game mode that you need to play Surge in is the good old hot zone. Surge is honestly great at controlling the hot zone point, especially when you're at the higher stage, I mean town hall. And don't even get me started again with the super hypercharge combo. If the enemy team took over the hot zone point, literally just use your hypercharge super combo and it's game over, bro. Just make sure to push in with your team though, because that will give you a better chance to whack your enemies out of existence. Surge is also great in game modes like Heist, Bounty, Solo Showdown, and Knockout, so pretty much every mainstream game mode. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, click on this video to see a full guide on how to use Nori in Brawl Stars.